Before history was written, wisdom was remembered.
When the matriarch speaks, time listens.
Peace and blessings. Alapia from number 11 of Arisha Stone. We also have the goddess Omeg Mother, goddess Mayat in the chat tonight. We have OJ Yimi in the chat tonight. Tonight's gonna be a good one. How you doing, goddess Mayat? OJ Yumi, you can hear me?
Yes, I can.
I say. We just waiting for goddess Mayat to come in, and then we'll go ahead and get started tonight. We titled it 1320 Dream Spell, the Mother Culture. This is an extension of the one we did the other night. Everybody wants to talk about Olmec until it's time to do Olmec things, and one of the things that Olmec do is tap into this calendar and the tones. So, can you hear me now? High Priestess? Hello? Goddess Mayat, can you hear me?
I think she might be on mute.
Can you hear me now, Goddess High Priestess?
I hear you.
Okay. Good. I was talking to you. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Just having a little technical difficulty, so my apologies.
No worries. Tonight we were doing the show on 1320 Dream Spell, and I wanted you to break that down a little bit because, like I said, we were just touching what you would call the basics. It's still advanced information for us. And again, I want to say before we get started, because your channel and your collective goes so deep into this information. What is the name? I always call y'all Melanated Immortals. How can do y'all do shows every rising?
No, every Friday at 7:30 a.m. We have Eastern Standard Time. We have a presentation, and then Sunday evenings at 6 p.m. We have the melanin frequency, and in between that, those are the two that we do on YouTube. But we have others that we do as we're talking about the wave spells and things like that, and we do those every 13 days.
I say. So let's get into
High Priestess, but every Friday you all do break down the wave spell, the galactic signature for that day. So you can get an understanding on Friday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time also.
That's right.
And I need y'all, for everybody that's in comments and everything, I need y'all to really tap in with her because her channel has elevated all sorts of different things. Like I say, if they know that this Olmec civilization or the Z dynasty is something they don't want us to study, they don't want us to tap into, that's what we should be tapping into. They give us everything else, all the distractions, everything else. This right here is taking us to a whole nother level in consciousness that a lot of people don't want you to see because it's breaking free from a lot of illusions. Today is the end of the fire serpent, and we're moving into the fire, the serpent, and we're moving into the fire horse. So tonight, Goddess, can you please break down what does that mean? 1320 Dream Spell. What does that mean?
Okay, so 13 tones and 20 archetypes. So I'll start with the archetypes. The archetypes, there are 20 archetypes, and those archetypes, they're just like, they have the same attributes as the Orisha. They have the same attributes as the Abelsong, the Loa, the Netaru. Same, these are the same archetypes. And then there are 13 tones, and those tones are like the functions or the different roles that those archetypes have. So 1320 is 260, and that corresponds to having 260 expressions of the creator, in which each one of us came in as one of those expressions.
Share,
right?
share.
Mhm.
We're
Excuse
listening.
me, High Priestess. What
Uh-huh.
the 13 tones, is that the divine feminine?
Absolutely. So just like if you were on the first one, right, the 13, it corresponds to the same 13 days that it takes an egg to mature, and then on the 14th day is released. It's the same cycle, right? So sometimes, they relate the woman to being on a moon cycle, right? And so I say, in addition to, that, I say the moon is on our cycle. We ain't on the moon cycle, it's on our cycle, because the moon is a reflector, not a director, right? And so I think that there is a piece that has been left out of that whole story, because if you have okay, so, as they say, as above, so below, right? So if you have a moon, you also have a sun, right? And the feminine system can be mapped. The cosmos is within the feminine system, and it can be mapped directly to the cosmos, right? Which I have done, right? And this cosmology corresponds to that map. So yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I can go on now. I can go on.
Say, please go in. We're here to learn
Don't
tonight.
stop. Don't
Yeah,
stop.
we're here to learn tonight.
Okay.
We study Olmec culture. So yeah.
Okay. All right. So we were talking about the moon, right? We were talking about the feminine system and the moon. So
Number 13, yes.
the 13, right? Okay. And so now we also have to go to the 28-day cycle, right? Because that's why they say that we're associated with the moon, right? Because it's approximately 28 days in our cycle, and 13 times 28 is 364, right? And so with this cosmology, you have 13 equal moons, right? Because technically, if you're still having a cycle, right? If you're on your cycle, you have 13 cycles in a year, not 12. Because the cycles are approximately 28 days apart, right? Just like how how the earth, the cycles of the earth, right? And so 13 times 20 is 364. And then what we say is you have one day out of time, and then the calendar starts over again, right? So this is a direct reflection of the how long it takes to incarnate into these physical forms. That's what this cosmology absolutely. I said, this is why I say, in addition to. Okay, so let me tell you something else about the moon. Like I said, it's a reflector. I'm saying in addition to the moon, right? We are the whole cosmos is in the feminine system, not just the moon, right?
Yes.
We
say that again.
We carry the whole feminine system is in
Yes.
the whole cosmos is in the feminine system, not just the moon, right? We carry suns, right?
Yes.
And this is something that I learned early on. This was some years ago from Baba Wanik and Dr. Jewel Pookrum, right? That if you take an egg, an ovum, and you put it under a microscope, and you take the sun or a star and you put it in a telescope, they look very similar, and they do very similar things, right? Comets are attracted to suns or stars, right?
Yes.
And if you look at that in a telescope, you might think it's a bunch of sperm swimming around an egg, right? They do the same thing. Young stars that go too fast, right? They go supernova. And guess what they do? They erupt, they form a nebula. Peace. They form a nebula, right? And then when the star erupts, it starts spitting out little pieces of iron, right? What happens on the first day of your cycle, right? Before you actually start bleeding, you feel, it's like you can if you're very sensitive, you can feel when that egg starts to erupt.
Yes.
Right? And form a little nebula.
Yes.
And then you start bleeding. What's in the middle of a blood cell? Iron.
Yes.
It's the same thing. Every 28 days, you go supernova. And if you know what to do with that energy, oh my God. Yes. Okay. If you map this to the cosmology, so like today, let's say today is you got on your menstrual cycle today. Today you have for 28 days, you have the energy of the red self-existing moon. Right? And it says, I define in order to purify, measuring flow. I seal the process of universal water with the self-existing tone of form, and I'm guided by the power of life force, and I'm a galactic activation portal. I'm going to get to that later. Now, if I had my cycle today, right, I would say, oh, I'm in the wave spell of the World Bridger. And the World Bridger, and actually Rod Hayes is the World Bridger. The World Bridger, and that's your physical body, Arisha Stone, is the World Bridger. The World Bridger is literally immortality. They call it death, but it's immortality. Sure. Because you go into death to find all of the bridges of opportunities, right? And so in order to do that, you have to surrender. And so who else but goddess and gods and divine beings on earth can surrender and go into death? You got to be immortal to do it. Right. Only an immortal can go into death, and not everybody else just gonna die. You just dead. Right. So we periodically, every 260 days, we get to go through a whole wave spell where we remember that we are immortal. Right. So if this was me and my cycle was today, I would say, I'm in the fourth tone, which is the tone of defining and measuring a form, right? This is within the wave spell of the World Bridger, right? Which is the wave spell, or I'm going to call it immortality. It says death or deathlessness, right? And this is where I'm being shown all my opportunities. So today I have the opportunity to go through and see how these opportunities flow for me. And if I went supernova today, I would have the energy, the whole energy of universal flow to heal anything that's in the way of me being in my purpose, me having, whatever it is. I have a whole 28-day cycle, the power of a supernova star. Like, we don't really know who we are. We live every time we have a menstrual cycle. We have the whole power of a supernova star, and we have 28 days to use that power. Now, some people might say, well, I no longer have a cycle. Oh, honey, child, let me tell you.
Break it down.
Let me tell you something about that. Oh, there we go. I knew it was coming. Okay, listen, if you in the galaxy, there is a group of stars that sit off to the side of the galaxy. They call these stars the elder stars. These stars, and they are the most ancient stars in the galaxy, and they sit just far enough from each other where they don't go supernova, they don't run into each other's gravitational field, and they just sitting up there shining all of their ancient knowledge and wisdom, and they're right to the side of the galaxy. So one of the things I teach in my womb evolution course, like we have three level or three stages that we go into. The and you know what do they call this? The maiden, the mistress, and the crone. Who wants to be called a crone? Like, are you really? That sounds like a crone. Yeah, really? That's what we doing? No. Okay. The first stage is supernova. Those are the young stars, right? So we literally teach our young girls, instead of teaching them every time you get your menstrual cycle, oh, you have to now tell an 8, a 9, a 10, 11-year-old that they can have sex now, or if they have sex, they can get pregnant. Who wants to tell that to their daughter? What you can tell them is now you have the power of a supernova star, and you can start practicing using this energy. Tell them you got power now, right? That your power came on, your abilities have come on, right? Then that middle stage, we call that the mother stage, right? That's the galaxy. That's when you are in the galaxy, and if you look in the galaxy is real busy, right? It's a lot of stuff going on in the galaxy. It's all kinds of things. That's when you are in your prime, in your mothering stage, right?
Yes.
Then when you no longer have a cycle, what's in the center of the galaxy? A black hole. Now, sometimes they say black holes are
black matter,
or
dark matter.
Come on. There you go. And what do black holes do? Black holes are a singularity, right? They shoot out sparks of light. Sometimes they suck things in, right? But they're stable. They hold their frequency, just like the elder women when they no longer have their cycles, right? So we become the black holes, or we call them a vortex, right? And so that's how, and so we keep operating in these different stages, right? So we were talking about the female system, the female being related to the moon and the sun and the earth and the universe, right? We got the whole thing, not just one of them. If you got a moon, you got a sun, because a moon is a satellite, right? It's satellite to what? You got to have a sun or an earth. It's a satellite to the earth. So you got to have that too. You got to have the whole thing. So in addition to being associated with the moon, you also have to look at the suns that we carry in our bodies as well. All right, let me see what we got.
I say. Real quick, we have
it's just like the 1320. The 20 is also called the solar suns, is it not? The solar seals. So if we got the 13, which is the divine feminine, we got the 20 seals also, which is 20 solar seals. So we got the moon and the sun.
I say, that's right.
But what we have to realize that we also have the moon and sun inside of us.
I say, and we mimic
this cosmology. It helps show you who you are. It shows you, it wakens up that divine person that you are. So you have, and as you say, we're in the white world, Bridget. What does the white world, Bridget, do? We're in the season of refinement also. Because the white world, Bridget, is the white refined. So we're still in that refinement period. So we're in the death, the surrender, the release, the equalizing, and opportunity, but we also in refinement.
I say. Real quick, we have a guest just came in, a nice young man. Who are we speaking to, sir?
Yeah, it's too funny. Rod, is that true?
Man, I think I heard about you before. Big Mississippian.
Yeah. So look, what she was just talking about when I came in is called return to the prima mater.
Okay.
Prima mater is the prime matter. The prime matter is the primordial mother. She's represented in the temples of Dendera as the hippopotamus with the alligator spine.
It's our earth.
Earth.
That's right.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I see.
That's
And
big.
for
That's big money.
the cosmos and the Mayans, she would be the red dragon.
I say. And so, go ahead. You had a question. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going. I'm gonna pass it right back to you. Tonight we got big Mississippian Chief Chief Pontiac in because he's always talking about the Olmec culture. We've been talking about the Olmec culture and the Z. For lack of a better word, we call it the Olmec culture or the Z nations or the Mississippians. Rod is connected historically. I connected with oh my, I'm getting back. Yeah, artifacts and geos and stuff of that nature. You see what I'm saying? And you're connected spiritually, which is another great piece of the missing puzzle, which is just how do we use this system? You see what I'm saying? I'm seeing people come up like this right here. I love this glyph, I think it is, and they're breaking it down from the cycle. And this is why all of us are important in our own ways, because what you're breaking down is how do we utilize this information? Not just have it, but a lot of people want to hide this information from us. And one thing I've noticed is when we go to research this information, all the Europeans pop up when they talk about this calendar. Everybody pops up. Not one of those 6 ethers pop up and say, "Yo, this is cultural appropriation." They never say anything to none of them except for when they see someone that looks like you, myself, Chief Pontiac, or OJ Yemi start speaking about the mother culture. That's literally what they call them, the mother culture.
I say.
We start speaking on it now it's a problem. So you're giving us something they never heard of from a perspective that we can comprehend it and understand it. This is the mother culture. We didn't say anything about no race. We just activating it. You know what I'm saying? You don't see none of them rocking this. You don't see none of them speaking on this. You don't see none of them activating or trying to fight the oppressor. They want to be one with the oppressor. We want to get away from it and vibrate higher. And this is what we're talking about tonight, tones. Now I'm sorry. Go back to you guys. May I?
Okay, yeah. So we were talking about how to utilize it, right? So one of the ways we talked about was that every 28 days that those who are still having their cycle, they get to use the power of a whole supernova star every 28 days. And if you compare it to the calendar, right, to this Olmec calendar, whatever the power is of that particular plasma that you have your cycle, that's your 28-day power, right? For those, we were talking about those who no longer have cycles, right? If you just have an approximation of when, the last year that you stopped your cycle, or the month, or it can just be an approximation, right? Then you could that whole energy, because now you're one of them elder stars that sit off to the side of the galaxy. You don't get involved in all, you don't go supernova, you just sit over there and radiate a frequency. I call them the OGs, right? Them the old, they don't crones. What the hell is they talking about? Them the OGs, the original goddesses, and they sit and they radiate this power, this frequency. It is stable. It's just like I said, in the center of the galaxy is a black hole. And they always trying to study black matter and trying to figure out what it is, and we walking around with it all day, every day. And we have the ability. We do not have to ask permission. We don't have to, try to do a whole lot of stuff to use this energy. It's already in us. And, like I tell the brothers, like, if you got a woman, oh my God, you need to let her loose. Let her do
original generators.
I say.
Come on. So so those who, I actually work with a lot of the women who have gone through perimenopause, menopause, and everything, because they tell them they're declining. Oh, No. You are defining, because you sit in the center of a galaxy. Who the grandma? Think about it. The grandma is the only one that you see that can tell your mama what to do and she do it,
Yes.
or your daddy, or anybody else that's in there, right? She might not
Yes.
work the day to day, but when it comes to getting things settled, she's like the center of the galaxy. Is Nana, is Mima, is the big mama, right? And
Madea.
Medea, yeah, right, yeah, and get there, and that's when you have that energy that just stays stable. You radiate one frequency. That's it. Even in this cosmology, right? You actually get every 52 years, right? When you on your 52nd birthday, it is exactly everything is aligned exactly like it was upon your birth, right? So it takes, and that's really when you've gone through 4 cycles, right? The first cycle is from 0 to 13, and that's your initiating cycle. The second cycle is the I'm sorry, 0 to 12, and then 13 to 26, that's your refining cycle. Then you had 27 to 39, that's transformation. And if you really think about what happened, there's a lot of stuff that happens between the ages of 27 and 39, right? You really, that's kind of when you kind of really find yourself. And then that 40 to 52, that's the cycle of completion. That's when you kind of, get to the point where you know who you are, you know what you're doing, and you may even start coming into your prime because you feel good because now you know stuff and you can actually implement it, right? And you stay with it, and so that those are, and so when you on your 52nd birthday, that is when you graduate, right? When you get to the 52nd year in this cosmology, you can decide if you're going to stay the archetype that you were born, that you were incarnated in, or you can choose another one, or not at all, right? Now, I highly recommend that after 52, you keep going with the archetype that you incarnated with, because you're going to find a lot of surprises that happens because you have now evolved. You have gone through a whole cycle of evolution, and you're going to see some of the things that happened in your childhood or didn't happen in your childhood. They're going to come back up, but now you'll be able to see the evolution of those things.
Yes, ma'am. Again, I say, if you want to go deep into this, even deeper than what we're doing, go to tonight, please tap into Melanated Immortals channel. Go like after this or while we're doing this, go like, comment, subscribe to her channel, because they're always giving positive information, useful information. I hate when a lot of people give useless information. Before we go to the next conversation, OG Yemi, 1320, did we cover that pretty good before we move on? OG Yemi?
I think so, but I just want to say something. Yeah. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I just want to say, in the 1320, every plasma or every kin is an opportunity for you to express an aspect of the creator and creation.
Mm-hmm.
Every kin or every plasma is an opportunity for you to express, besides your own galactic incarnated signature, you have an opportunity to express that kin for that day, that aspect of creation and the solar archetype. So, what the Mayas were so clever and so smart, that the Zolkin calendar was their personal calendar. They lived from this calendar, every kin and every plasma. They consulted that calendar before they did anything.
Mm-hmm.
I can only tell everybody who's listening, if you actually study and incorporate, you like a high priestess said, oh, it sounds all flowery, but when you digest it, and as you say, drink it and really meditate on it, and each opportunity, each kin, and you meditate on that kin, it shifts everything in you, your dreams, your visions, everything opens up. Not only are the tones a part of the creation, the tones are in your body, in your joints. Not only are the archetype or the solar seals, they're in your fingers and in your toes. You see how smart they were? 10 toes, 10 fingers, 20 solar seals.
I'm
13
laughing.
joints in your body, 13 tones.
I'm laughing because there is every archetype. I'm just laughing about how she talked about where they are in your hands. Mine is for the win. It's my middle finger. So it's like a joke. And then also like she said, in your toes. But let me tell you how that works. I'm glad that you brought that up, OJ Yemi. So like she said, every plasma or every day you can use these archetypes, right? And so here's a simple way that it works, right? So Orisha Stone, you are a red kin, right? I'm a white kin. Brother Rod, he's a white kin, and OJ Yemi is yellow, right? So today we're on a red kin. So for you, Orisha Stone, this would be a day or plasma where the energy, your spiritual energy, is high because it's a match to your red. You're a red Skywalker, and this is a red moon, right? And so this would be a day where you could just really vibe off of the spiritual energy. For me, the red is me and Rod, the red is our physical bodies, right? So this we could, this is just a perspective of how to use this energy. This would be a day, and actually today was like that for me. It was heavy in the physical, right? I had to do a whole bunch of stuff. I'm actually here. My sister and her husband, they are away, and I have all the children, and I had to make all the food and do all this, or whatever. So it was a highly physical day for me today. And then for OJ Yemi, the red is her emotional body. And so this would be a time, to put things in motion, because as we know, emotion means in motion, right? Because a lot of people want to get away from emotions and feelings and stuff, but for the female avatar, oh no, we want to get into our true emotion. I'm not talking about the fake feelings. I'm talking about moving things. We move every 13 days. That's how our system works. But you can put things in motion. For OJ Yemi, this would be a great day to put things into motion or get in touch with how she's feeling and saying, okay, and then how that's connected to the cosmos and the earth and all the things in her galaxy that she's looking to move into being. So that's just a quick way of how each plasma you can use this energy. Now, of course, it's even more, it goes into even more complexity than that, but that's a very simple way of looking at it.
Well, guys, do me a favor, because I know like a couple times, and I don't want to do it a lot, readings and everything, but you do readings, and I know when we get readings from the Chinese zodiac. This is the year of the fire horse. That's what we're quoting, the Chinese zodiac. We go after the I think the Roman calendar zodiac when we talk about Aries and all these other things. When you do readings, you're talking from the Olmec calendar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Give us an example with Rod Hayes. Can you break down Rod Hayes for us?
Okay, so I think when we looked his up, he was the white overtone world bridger, right? And so the world bridger, like I said earlier, the world bridger is called death. The power of the world bridger is death. However, we're not talking about death, the Grim Reaper, right? The world bridger has attributes like the world bridger has attributes like Eshu, Alegba, Sebek, Ampul, right? Because the world bridger is is literally bridges worlds. So I probably could ask Rod right now if he knows somebody who has a jade vase from the Ming Dynasty, right? Now he may be able to just roll that right on up. Actually, I do, right? Because world bridgers have connections to just about everything and everybody. He know a lot of things, right? And it may seem strange to other people, but not to him, right? And not to, they're like, man, you can't, there's not one question you can't ask this guy and he don't know, or know somebody that know, right? So so what he's the overtone, right? Okay, well, wait a minute. So his signature reads, I think he's guided by timelessness. So his signature says, I empower in order to equalize, commanding opportunity. I seal the store of death with the overtone tone of radiance, and I'm guided by the power of timelessness. Now, does that sound, this, I know it's kind of flowery, but does that resonate a little bit with you?
That's the bear.
Okay.
My big mama christened me the bear when I was a baby. She said, Sherry, look who we got here. You got the bear.
Okay. So let's talk about this overtone world bridger. So now it's interesting. I've seen some of your videos, just briefly. I've seen a little thing, and you whatever it is that you've probably had this experience throughout your life, that and it's normal to you, but it may be abnormal to those who are around you, that you can literally draw things to you, command opportunities, right? So even when you was a little kid and they said you want to go outside and they didn't want to let you outside, you figured out a way to get outside, because you got two things that do that, right? Because you the overtone world bridger, where you command opportunity, and you got it by timelessness, where you command receptivity, right? So archetype that you're guided by, where it says I'm guided by the power of timelessness, that is called the wizard. The wizard, actually, these are modern translations, but the wizard is the jaguar in the Olmec. That's the original archetype for the wizard, is a jaguar, and the jaguar is a shapeshifter, right? And so you can, if you wanted to create being sick, you literally could make yourself sick and have real, your nose running and everything, and then cut it off just like that. Okay, because that's what that timelessness does. And then you command opportunity, right? So all of these things are in you at your command, because you're the overtone. The overtone is the fifth archetype, and that archetype sits in the position that empowers the entire wave spell that it's in. Wave spell is a 13 unit cycle. Now, here's the other thing. There's a destiny cross that goes with this. So one part of it is how you got it. That's that timelessness, right? Where you command receptivity and literally command time, right? So it don't matter if it was in the past and the future, whatever, right? You have this really unique thing when it comes to that, and it seems like you're literally a wizard, right? Or a shapeshifter, right? On the mental body, for the world bridger, is called the yellow warrior, right? And the yellow warrior is literally cosmic intelligence. And so from that position, you pick up all kinds of frequencies here, there, and nether, wherever, different world, spaces, times, it doesn't matter. And so there's a lot of things that you have knowledge and information about that it seems outer worldly, right? And you may spend a lot of time, and you've probably spent a lot of time in those spaces. On your emotional body is the eagle. The eagle is called the seer. And the eagle is just like, a regular eagle that can spot its prey from miles away, right? So, and for this one, that eagle can create any mental state it needs to achieve what it sees, whatever the vision is. When you get into a state where, I'm going to say emotional, where you need to put something in motion, you can create whatever mental state you need to be in so that you can get it done. Okay. I was going to say something.
Let me give you some receipts.
I don't know about the ladies.
let me give you a couple receipts on what you just said.
What'd you say?
Let me give you a couple receipts on what you just said.
All right.
All right. You remember the part when you said that when I was little, that if I wanted to go outside and they told me to stay in the house, I got my ass whooped damn near every day for that. Not once a week, damn near every day.
Yeah.
Right. Then you were just talking about the eagle, right? That's one of my totem animals. On my last live, I was explaining to somebody how to use the eagle as the totem animal.
Look at that.
I got to you too, man, because every live you say something about, do we know somebody with a jade base? And I'm like, something about you with this jade base. I don't know why you keep going.
Well, let me tell you about that. So your physical body, there's one more. Your physical body shows up as the Skywalker, which is Orisha Stone's archetype. The Skywalker is called the prophet and sits in the seat of power in the court of prophecy. And is literally one that explores space, explores destiny, right? And is a prophet. And the prophets, like I said, with the prophets, the way I explain it is they dream dreams. So like you may actually look at somebody and be able to be like, you know what? I give them about 2-3 days, and or whatever. You may have had those visions, you and Orisha Stone, you may have those kind of visions or dreams, and then boom, that's exactly what happens, right?
My mama told me I was a dream walker.
Look at that.
So, before we knew anything, somebody said they don't know what we talk about right now. But again, I say we talking about the mother culture. We talking about one of the most hidden things that they should be talking about every day. We talking about history. How are we not talking about the Omeg? They got you talking about Christians, Muslims, Jews. They talking about everything in the world, but they do not want you to look over. They want you to believe you a Hebrew Israelite. But you can get into a boat right now. If they want to blow you out, think about 2000 BC, how big Florida was before the water started going up, right? You can boat from Florida to Mexico within hours. Far away. They would rather you believe that you came away from Africa than to realize that you right here connected, and we got pyramids right here all throughout Florida. We got pyramids all throughout Florida at the same age as the Olmec pyramids in Veracruz, and it's another place. I can't remember the other place, but down there in
Mexico City and Palenque.
Yeah. So we have all these different artifacts, and they trying to hide this from us. So it's like, but we like OG always be talking about Mississippian culture. We've always been doing it. Even like we've always been locked into it. So how you feel about that, OG? How do we use these tones into our everyday life? That's what I'm trying to push out there.
Hey, look. When I was a little boy, before we moved into the house we grew up in, I built a house out of Legos. my mom would use my Lego design to pick the house.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
I had on my Lego set. I had put the little bushes in front of it and everything.
Wow. That's what that's a world, Bridget, and you created, and then it is so you command opportunities. So you was doing it back then with your Legos.
Look, my mom was telling me you can't tell everybody what you think because they're gonna think you're crazy, right? So I wouldn't tell people stuff unless my mama gave me the green light. But my big mama used to always call me to ask me about problems that she was working on. When I was like 4 or 5 years old, she'd call my mama and she'd tell me, put my little prophet on the phone.
Look at that. Look at that. Wow. They wanted to run the numbers by you and everything.
Hey, look, I used to get a lottery number out on a regular, well, it wasn't a lottery number yet. They used to call them the policies. And the 3-digit numbers, because they used to use the 3-digit numbers to do the pools in order to pay for the funerals and stuff. But I used to always give them the number. It was based on the trifecta of the horse races. And then they used to make all these promises to me, but they would never honor the promises. And then one day I heard some say you can't get nobody else the number but your mama. Wow. So when people used to ask me, I'd be like, I don't have one right now. And then they keep pressing me, and I was like, I'll give you one, but it's not going to come out. Oh, yeah, you lucky. You always got the number. But I tell my mama she hit it, but if I tell, like, the people that used to exploit me, they wouldn't hit it no more.
Wow.
Yeah. I used to do that regularly.
You got us real quick, not too far. Somebody asked.
We got a question in the chat.
How do we figure out our how do we figure out ours?
Okay, so one place you can go is lawtime.org, and it will have a link there for you to put in your date of birth or your galactic signature, and you'll get it now. They don't explain it like I do.
How do we get to yours then? Like we don't have to be modest. Tell them about how can we want to join, like acknowledge your tribe. We don't want to hear about our ancestors through somebody that ain't our ancestors. You know what I'm saying? If you how do we go through yours and learn about it?
Okay, we don't have the calculator where you can just go on there on our site. Not yet. It's coming. So we're at melanatedimmortals.com, and there is a link to do a reading. You know, I'll do a full reading for you on it. But if you just wanted to know what your archetype is, we could do it. Well, I know we ain't supposed to do them on here, right? No. OJ, no. We gotta listen to Big Mama. Okay, so she said no. She said no.
Well, what she's saying is that you can go to the Law Time and get your kin number. But once you get your kin number, then come back to Melanated Mortals. High Priestess Maya, she gives you a 15-minute consultation. In that 15-minute consultation, she guides you to where you need to be. So there's also, when we talk about the dream spell, she didn't go to the dream spell. The dream spell is the part of the Zocan calendar that we use to find out what kin were we conceived on. When we incarnated, we come through that kin, through that dream spell calendar. There are, and like I said, the Law of Time and other things will give you your kin, will give you your destiny cross, but it will not explain it.
Not like how we do it. Right.
It's coming from this is our birthright. This is our birthright. This is.
I can tell you.
I'm seriously. I tell people all the time. I did astrology. I did it all. When I got my kin, and I talked to High Priestess Maya, I understood exactly who I was. And I went further. I just started studying. If you meditate, if you read your galactic incarnating signature with your destiny cross and you meditate, it will open up and reveal to you what it wants you to know. This is how powerful this sacred spiritual system is. Some people call it a tool. It's not a tool. This is spiritual. This is our birthright.
I see.
This gives us the power. We say we sacred. We say we divine. We say we super power. We ain't got superpowers. We were born. This is in our birthright. We were born omnipresent. We were born omniscient. We were born omnipotent. We were born. We were born with all of this telepathic. We were born with it. So what this? Because we've been so programmed, we can't see it. But what this 1320 in the dream spell. In the hollow mind perceiver, it opens you up to your true divine self. And you begin to live from that divine purpose. All that war and anger and conflict, yeah, that has to go. Melanated immortals is about unification. Here's a sister that says, my legacy, this legacy is for evolution for the melanated community.
I say.
So look at that. This is what I'm looking at. Okay, now I know people, well, yeah, what a long time, but this is coming from ours. So often we have to go in other people's backyard to get their wisdom. This is ours, in our backyard.
I see.
I see. So here's another way in which this using this cosmology is when it helped. I like what OJ Yemi said, because you're able to what it does is it helps to just give you that confirmation. Like if you were the weird person in your family, like most of us, right? You don't know why you were seeing dead people and auras and stuff like that. And then you get your galactic signature and you say, oh, I see why. I see why now. I don't know why. See, okay. So one of the things that we talk about, like with the archetypes, is some are, yeah, go 240. I know. Okay. That's Basima, right? And so with these archetypes, right? Like, so for example, Basima came up, right? The 240, right? 240 is the yellow sun. So the suns, right? There are 20 archetypes. The suns are the 20th archetype. So they're the last archetype and they're yellow. So before I talk about that one, let me talk about the four colors. So we got red, right? Red initiates. That's Orisha Stone, right? He going. He go, right? It's go time, right? With the red kin. They're initiating things, right? The white kins refine. That's me. That's Rod Hayes, right? That was Priestess Moo who just showed up over here, right? We refine. So like when the red starts something up, and then they come to us and they say, hey, I want you to come on my show. What you do? And he like, oh, I do it. He showed me all his stuff in the back. I was like, oh, show me that one. And then show me this one right here. And turn that one sideways. And I told you, I had all kinds of dreams after looking at all of those artifacts that you showed me when we were first introduced, when Mama OJ Yemi introduced us, right? So the white, we love refining things. We like, ooh, that's that. And we're ideal generators. It's like, and we just keep going. You got to make us shut up. We keep talking, and then put this over here, put this over there, right? The blue kin are transformers, right? They like to transform things. So once it's refined, they like to take it and then put it into something that is usable or presentable or whatever. Now, sometimes the blue kin might have issues with the red kin, right? Why is that?
They gang banging.
Well, because that's the mental body. They're the mental bodies of each other, right? The mental bodies are called the challenge and the gift, right? And so sometimes they might butt heads. Now they usually keep each other, very active because they literally inspire each other mentally. But sometimes it can be the challenge and the gift, because the red kin is gonna just say, "Hey, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this," and they just keep doing. And the blue kin is like, "Hold on, slow down, and let's do one thing at a time. We got to refine it first, right?" Then you have the yellow kin. Yellow kin is the closer, right? And so now sometimes with the yellow kin, people might think they're lazy, might think they're not paying attention, they're not doing what they're supposed to do. But the yellow kin is the one that's sitting in the back eating popcorn, watching all of this happen, right? And then once it goes through transformation, the yellow kin will say, "Here, and put this right there. That's OJ Yemi." Right? And then it turns into this thing that you're like, "Oh my God, like we was doing all this and we didn't even think to put this right there." And that's what they do. They just kind of be like, mm-hmm. And sometimes they're very quiet, except there are some yellow kins that's not quiet. That's the yellow humans. That's a whole nother thing. Now, so everybody has all four of these colors in their destiny cross. It's just where it's placed, right? And so what happens is there you go. I say it's just where it's placed. So let's take Orisha Stone. So in his destiny cross, so he has he's the red, so he's right in the middle. His guide is also red, right? His mental body is blue, right? Now I forgot what was your wife? Your wife was what?
White crystal wizard.
Okay. Oh, there you okay, yeah. So all right. So the mental body is blue. His emotional body is yellow, right? And so then his physical body is white. So now for you and your wife, you and Rod Hayes, y'all probably support each other a lot. Like you might find yourself doing things for Rod Hayes and your wife that you wouldn't do for anybody else. And it just kind of comes naturally for you to do it, right? Because you guys are literally called planetary support. And so planetary support partners, yeah, they literally, that's what you do. And it becomes really natural. Like if I'm around a red kid, there are a lot of things that, I'm usually, I'm off here, I'm a refiner, right? So I'm always talking about something, right? I'm on the phone, I'm on the computer, I'm writing a book, I'm making, something or whatever. And then sometimes if I'm around a red kin, I'm cooking, cleaning, mopping, sweeping. Why am I doing this? Right? Because my planetary partner needs it, right? Sometimes if you are so me and Rod Hayes, we probably would sit and be talking all day and all night about anything from the cosmos to spirit to the whatever, because we're white kin. So that means that when we connect, there's a very strong spiritual connection. Not to say that it doesn't exist in any of those other connections. It's just that's the default, right? So it can exist in any of them, but that's the default. Myself and OJ Yemi, right? We would probably we could sit and talk all day long too. But it's very mentally stimulating. Mm-hmm. So we could solve each other's problems, you know, I go her and say, hey, you know, what you think about this? And she'd be like, do this. And I'd be like, okay. Well, and she said, what you think about this? Okay, do this or whatever. And we'd be like, wow, like she knows so much. She's so amazing, right? She's so smart, right? Because we're mental partners. So every archetype has that kind of connection. It just depends. But what this does is it helps you to understand who you are connecting with and gives you a better way of dealing with them. Because sometimes you may have had an issue with somebody, but then you find out that, you know what, this person is in my emotional body. So things can get heated with us, right? And so if you know that, that's a great kind of because those are the people you could just be raw with. Like they just be, you just be like, you know what? You get on my nerves. I hate you. Go to hell, right? And they be like, you go to hell too. And then y'all go back and forth. And then you be like, you want something to eat? No, I'm going to, you know, make something. You want something, right? Because that's your emotional body. So that's the person who you are able to kind of discharge this information. So it's amazing, the cosmology and how it works and how that's why I always like to know who I'm talking to. Because then I'll know what position they are in my destiny. So then I kind of know how to, you know, curtail my conversation based on that, or know what to expect in our connection. What was the other thing? Okay, I lost the thought, but it'll come back. Questions?
Well,
you just brought the man biorhythms, and I be telling people about archetypes all the time, because when you understand archetypes, you can use the mirror. Mm-hmm. The rule for using the mirror is same but different, but if you don't know the core of the archetype, you won't be able to flip the mirror to see what the similarities and differences is. Mm-hmm. So you can't use the mirror effect. That's a drawing from chaos magic, by the way. Like earlier, she was talking about the energy in the black hole, right? And the reason why I can't get out of there because it's pure chaos. Mm. It's undetermined potential. Right, so it's chaos magic. The only ones who normally multitask to be efficient in chaos magic is the feminine. Right, because this is like the mother, she's cooking in the kitchen, but while she got the beans cooking, she vacuum in the living room. Then the baby start crying. She turn off the vacuum, go change the baby, stop in the bathroom, wash her hands, go back, stir the beans. Mm-hmm. Oh, I gotta go start the chicken now. So then she starts seasoning the chicken. Then she go to polishing the cabinets and well, what the hell are you doing all this stuff you doing? God damn, you making me tired watching you. Yes. And if you look at the flow of the energy, it optimizes right before a new birth of something is coming into a woman's life. She started nesting. She started nesting. She like right before that manifestation come in, she nesting. She's getting stuff ready. That energy get nervous at the end. It's about to happen. The baby about to come. Get the house clean. I won't bring my baby home no nasty ass house. Right. Sanitize the dog. Dip him.
Right. Yeah.
Rock slide or something.
Yeah.
You know, but that's how they get, because that's that controlling of the chaos energy. And then the rule for using chaos energy is the part that works, you use that. And the part that don't work, you say that for when you need it.
And you know, we can create from, like you said, that chaos, we can create from nothing, you know, if we're with the right environment, you know, if we're able, you know, we can just make it. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing, and you just say, okay, I'm gonna make something out of this, right? And that's why, you know, with this cosmology again, you know, when you're having a menstrual cycle, you use that energy of a supernova. If you are no longer having a cycle, you are literally walking around with a black hole that is the ultimate power. That's centered in the center of a galaxy. And then we listening to people calling us drones. Like, come on, man.
But you remember earlier when you was talking about the stability of the woman that's postmenopausal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most of them forgot they can turn that shit back on if they want to.
Listen.
But the reason why they don't want to remember is because when they went through the process of it turning off, nature is giving you back the steering wheel.
I say.
You can turn it back on, but they don't want to turn it back on because they're scared they won't be able to control it.
I say.
I also think, Rod, that because we were never really made aware how powerful that period of menstruation is, so we truly didn't have the true understanding of what menstruation was.
Yeah, but the
So when you don't
patriarchs
truly
took
have a great understanding of something, you're not gonna want to remember. You've been programmed.
What?
It's a bad thing, or don't tell nobody, or it's dirty, or it's shameful. So when you can get past all of that, and you can see the gift of it, and you can embrace and embody that gift, then that's when the shift takes place, and you don't mind turning it back on.
Yeah, but the patriarchs used the menstrual cycles to exploit the women. The moon that we got is not natural. And the moon that's up there was put there to take away the women's right to turn their menstrual cycle on and off as they choose. Because the men couldn't control when the woman came into estrus and was fertile to produce a child. So they blocked out the Lilith moon. This is where you get your Lilith story from, because the Lilith moon empowered the woman to be in total control of her faculties. You hear me in some of my older videos, I say it took the women thousands of years to learn how to control the effects that the moon was having in order to create the moon magic. Right? So it was the menstrual blood and the power of the menstrual blood from the women that allowed them to understand that principle of blood magic. And then they got carried away with it.
I say. And here. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, quick question. He said about the moon, right? Now, remember you saying I fall up under a red moon. That's where I get a lot of energy from, red moons. And the red moon is approaching in a couple weeks, maybe on March the 3rd, right? So if you're saying the moon's not real, are we supposed to be doing rituals for that moon, or is it work?
Did you just hear what I said? It took them many thousands of years to learn how to control what the moon was doing to their bodies so that they could learn how to use it for moon magic.
Got you.
It was initially used to interfere, but they learned how to use the energy into their advantage. And this is why they don't want you studying moon magic. Moon magic is directly tied to yoni magic.
Out.
Yeah.
That's why they took the number 13 out. They realized.
I'm sure that's the Queen Mother Seal.
13.
Number 13 is the Queen Mother Seal.
Who she truly is. That's why they never taught us the power of the womb. That's why they try to take the womb. They know that that's the power source for us as sistering that womb. Not only do we have a mind upstairs, but our womb is a mind. And she carries an intuition. She's the one that gives us that power. She's the one that gives us that ability and that ashe to know, to be, and to do. And the deeper you go within her, the deeper you tap into her, the deeper you align yourself and you allow her to flow. There's nothing we can't. We're unstoppable, and they know that. So when because we haven't been taught how powerful she is.
We don't know. The uterus sits on a neural net. From the brain goes all the way down to the spine, and the uterus sits on that neural net, right? And so there are actually processes that happen that are not driven by the brain, right? The uterus sends a signal to the brain, to the hypothalamus, which is a moon, a natural moon, to the thalamus, right? It sends a signal to the hypothalamus, and then the hypothalamus sends it to the rest of the body to say, bleed, have an orgasm, or some sort of whatever our vaginal fluid is. All of that stuff comes from the uterus. So there's like you said, OJ Yemi, there's a brain there, which we have not been trained to use. And so you can literally meditate, like, most meditation, then you close your eyes and it's in your head. You can close your eyes and use your uterus, use your universe, right? In ancient, in the Kemetic, right, they talk about there was, and even in the Olmec, they said it was a sound that creation made, in utterance, right? And that's why you see the cows with the udders, though that's the mother, Menhurt. Sometimes Heteru, you'll see her as a cow, and even in the Hindu cosmology, you'll see they worship the cow because there was that's the symbol of creation that comes from an utterance, comes from that vibration that the universe, or the uterus, the udders, or the uterus, right, makes when it's going through creation. In that uterus, you can send a signal from the because this is one of the areas, this is the brain that we don't use here on Earth. A lot of, like you said, it's nasty, it's dirty, that's where, or whatever. But, everything that, if you want to bring something from the heavens, you got to bring it down to earth, where everybody came in that way. Everybody came in through the uterus, right? Everybody came in through sexual energy. And this is how we materialize things. This is how we bring heaven on earth. And so we're literally walking around with this whole cosmos. One of the things in it, in addition to the using moon magic, because see, the men have a moon too in the hypothalamus, right? That's a whole nother story. But one of the things that we don't use, and I like what Rod was saying about being able to turn these cycles on and off. If you know that you have a brain there, then you can, and you learn how to use that brain. Like, we have something that we call a uterine ping. And this is just something that, as I was learning this information, that I said, I wonder if I can just have my uterus, my background is in computers, ping like a computer does, right? And so this is something that we call a part of the womb evolution technique, right? And we've had several women use this uterine ping. They got rid of their fibroids. We had some, you just saw, you put a comment on, the cycles have come back on using this uterine ping. And what you do is you send a signal to your uterus, not the vagina, because the vagina is what we use all the time, but the uterus, the universe. And if you can get a direct signal, because there's a brain there, it's a neural net there. And just like my fingers, my arms are moving, right? You can send those same signals to the uterus. You can start and stop your cycle if you want to. You can start and stop just about anything. And like I said, I've had people who are practitioners, had fibroids, could not get rid of them through herbal remedies and things like that. And they start pinging their uterus. Fibroids gone, haven't come back. Because they send that signal, they use that brain that's there, which is connected to the sun, right? They don't want the women using the sun either, because we carry them.
Yes.
We walking around with all these stars in our bodies, and I know they die and all of that stuff, or we absorb them just like black holes do. Man, I'm telling you that.
Because I'm like you. If I tell a brother, if you got a sister, you can use her womb to assist you. You can use your mother's womb to assist you. That's how powerful our womb is.
I say. As long as you know,
I call it Jesus on the main line.
You would.
So let me tell you why I call it Jesus on the main line. First of all, because Jesus is Isis.
I say.
Isis is the one who sits on the Queen Mother seat number 13.
Okay.
This is the hidden God that they don't want you to talk about.
I say.
The uterus is the only place outside of general creation where creation is replicated. The darkness of the womb represents the triple darkness of the black hole.
All right, come on now. Let's break that down.
If the prima matter, meaning the prime mother, is on the other side of the black hole in the infinite chaos energy, who the hell putting these babies together in the womb? The womb is the black hole. And the same energy frequency that generates the construction of the child in utero is the same energy frequency that produce what we call creation overall. So when the woman, I just seen many of these elder women that I be around do this ritual they do where they put both hands and clasp their fingers over their uterus. And then they say the same thing. Okay, now mama, I done tried everything else. Now tell me what to do.
Do you know when
now these Christian women that been praying to a man Jesus all their life, but when they get cake, when it ain't working, they clasp their fingers over the uterus and say, okay, mama, I done tried everything else. Tell me what to do. And they'll sit there. And when they get up, the problem is solved.
I've seen
it. Jesus on the main line.
Somebody with her womb, she could really do some hurt to people with her womb. That's why, as we as sisters, we have to be very cautious of how we use our wombs. But not only our wombs, our breasts carry in our shea also. Our hips, our buttocks, our thighs.
So the breast, let me talk about the breast, right? So this is what I wanted to show, and we're gonna show it the next time we're on here. So in this cosmology, right? You know, you hear me talking about the different courts, right? So the breasts on this layout, like when they were teaching me this, right? It was the layout of the brain, right? And so when I looked at it, and I said, you know, I was just sitting there and I said, you know what, something is missing. So I laid the feminine system on top of it. And then also the male part. And then I put the breasts on the side. So the breasts sits in the court of cosmic intelligence, and the other sits in the court of cosmic compassion, right? So it's interesting. Let's start with babies before we start with the male partners, right? So if you notice, when you're nursing your child, sometimes depending on the baby, they like one side of it other than they prefer one side over the other. So sometimes that child may be needing, they want the intelligent side. Sometimes they want the compassionate side, right? And again, the milk is made from the uterus. The uterus sends a signal to the hypothalamus, tell it to come down to produce milk, right? So that there is a brain there. And even with the men, if you pay attention to, if you have a partner, what breast does he like? What side does he lean on? It might be cosmic intelligence. It might be compassion. That's how you can tell, what's happening Because see, there's more, we are literally walking cosmos. We are the cosmic mother in this form. And we have everything here. We're the physical embodiment of that. We got everything. The earth, the sun, the moon, the stars, right? And then the ability to nurture all of these different areas, right? So, yes.
I saw somebody in the comments. They said something about they turned their DNA in and they came back and they told them for their Mesoamerican. And I want them to know, start doing the research on that, because that's been linked with the whole Epstein thing too, about them taking your DNA. We've always told them that there's a lot of things that people have been saying for a long time that's just not coming out. So pay attention that you don't got to give your DNA. If anything, get into genealogy. Does your tribe do that, Goddess? Do you have a branch that does that, help people with genealogy?
No. No,
Okay.
no, I'll leave that to you. I'm gonna send them your way. Yes.
Just remember one thing about DNA tests: the fingerprint say for entertainment purposes. Anything that's for entertainment purposes, the results can be altered to fit the entertainment narrative. Then also remember, when you're taking the DNA test, they test less than 0.01% of your DNA.
Wow.
So be careful with that as far as giving y'all DNA to anybody. Right now, it's about energy. It's about tribe. It's about something you can't lie about. You can't lie about your birthday and your kin number. You know what I'm saying? Your kin number is going to tell you exactly who you are, what tribe you are. So again, I say that's how we use this to channel and be better people. That's it. Also,
remember, Stone, when I was like, the government know who we is by where we was born and when we was born.
They been,
Of course. Oh, yes.
and they map us by they map us by zodiac charts.
That's why they do the censors. The Mormons. That's why I tell people, watch the Mormons. Because if you ain't calling on your ancestors, you can best believe they are. They're not calling on the righteous ones.
I'll show you. OJ also about culture and everything else. And in our indigenous culture, you give me a gift. And this gift really is helping me in a lot of different ways. I look
Patio.
You know about that, OG? Rod?
What's that?
Mapatio. That's the Native American sacred tobacco. That's to the Mayans, the Amazons, Peru, to those indigenous cultures. And what they do is they use it for rituals. They use it for dreams, and it really helps. It heals you.
I see. I can bear witness. It has an amazing. I'm gonna see some shit. It has an amazing feeling. It was like, damn, I might not need nothing else with this right here.
Let me tell you something about tobacco. We've been using tobacco in America for thousands of years, and we never caught cancer. We have elders that started smoking at 5 years old and was 100 and something, smoking and eating pork, and they wasn't dying. The problem is not the tobacco. It's the stuff that they put on the tobacco that's causing all of this cancerous. They're using the same stuff they use in atomic bombs. They putting it on tobacco. Why do you need uranium on tobacco?
Wow.
I didn't know they put uranium on it, God.
Yeah. The major tobacco companies was doing that. Winston-Salem and Marlboro Corporation, they was doing that.
They know they attack you. They attack the bison for the same reason. They attack the music for the same reason. They know how we connect. And all these different things, if we take our culture back, the music is the tones, the dance and everything else, these are the tones that this guy is teaching right here. Again, I say, man, please go to their channel and tune into them and listen to their information and learn your kin number. Like we always say, knowledge yourself. You know what I'm saying? When you realize who you are, you know what I'm saying, study yourself, you'll find God. So
remember Farrakhan did the A-tone speech at the Million Man March. When you hear the A-tone, we'll be at one, right? So it is about a frequency. He said because the A tone is a sound. He says when the one guy come with the one sound is the A tone. And the A tone carries in it the atonement.
Is that your frequency, your currency?
A tone. Okay.
So he was talking about a very specific frequency that just so happened to be on a Nubian cassette called Thought Nubian. And it was reference to the Ayin. When she talked about the sign of creation, the monks over there is saying, oh, that's Omega. That's for the closure or something. The alpha is the opening. It's the A, the A tone. Right? So in order, the A is in the alpha. I mean, the Omega. Right? That's the alpha sun is coming from the Omega mother. She was telling you something about the cycles and the return of a cycle that's tied to the tones. Right? So now we're talking 444 hertz is the angel frequency.
There's also a tone that very few people use. It's called hue. They use it in Kemet. Hue. They chant it hue in Kemet.
Yeah, authoritative utterance.
Hey, the primordials. Yeah.
Well, this is amazing. I appreciate all of y'all. And like I said, is there anything that we might be missing? Because we're going to keep building on it. Next week, we're going to start talking to people that's into agriculture and stuff of that nature, because we have a lot of goddesses that's into gardening and things of that nature. I feel like all this is missing pieces to the puzzle. You said you're about to acquire some land, and well, we'll talk about it later, but I want to introduce you also to Mama Kali and a lot of people that I know in North Georgia that can help you build. Because like I said, if you're being shadow banned, welcome to the club. We all being shadow banned, and that's why you fit right in right here. I purposely didn't put Rod Hayes' name in the title. So the people that wanted to come in, they're coming in and to get the good information and get a special surprise tonight. You see what I'm saying? But Rod, man, thank you for popping in and supporting the matriarch. It's Matriarch Monday. Like I said, we're representing the mother culture. We talk about the mother culture, but don't want to tap into the mother culture. And it's more than just stones. It's more than just, it's all the above. Wholeness, like God always says, wholeness. Holistic. I say. You got anything for us before we get about here, Rod?
No, I just know for sure that I support the return of the matriarchy. I'm my daddy's son, but I'm a mama's boy.
Thank you for
my
that.
daddy told me to make sure my mama was straight. My mama told me don't let nobody take nothing from my brothers and sisters. So as Tupac say, we back for everything they owe. It just so happened they owe us everything.
Thank y'all for the tribe. They say Mukite stone is the here and now stone. And that actually helps with organs too. A lot of these stones that they're not telling us about help with our organs. Also, can we also send up some healing energy to Goddess Lavina? She just got out the hospital recently. Send healing energy to her. Also, shout out to the Philadelphia tribe. So sophisticated, who's growing. She has her own garden out there in the snow right now. She got, you know what I'm saying? She's using her mind, because we got a lot of places out there that need to be growing food and everything. And if we're gonna talk about OMAC, let's get into the wholeness of it. Planting, medicine, healing, yoga, stars, and you know what I'm saying? Knowing your placement, knowing your tone. Watch your tone when talking to me. Goddess OJ, you have anything before we get out of here? 10-11, I say.
Well, I just want to thank High Priestess Mayat. I want to thank Rod Hayes. I want to thank you, Nabi, Red Skywalker. So I want to thank you, Prophet, the healer. Thank you, Prophet. White World Bridger, White Wizard, White Wind. Thank you all very much.
And that's crazy. So Rod is the white, just before we go, Rod is the white wizard?
No,
World Bridger.
Rod is the White World Bridger.
And that also represents a Batala. And that also, because he's always, like, I've been talking to Rod for a couple of years now, and he's always had that Batala energy. And the thing is, they try to separate a lot. They try to separate everything. But I love what George said. We're not here to feed into the negativity. We're here to give them an alternative, right? And that's unity. And and prior to growth and development, right? So the thing about it is, if you connect, like let's just say we act like we don't know all these different things, but if you've been studying ancient Kemet, then you've already been studying the Olmec. If you've been studying anything from West Africa, from Dahomey or Dambala or Thoth or any of these different entities, you're studying all the same thing. Now it's just to apply it to our own culture, the mother culture. You know what I'm saying?
And the most neglected of them all is the old Mississippian culture, because that's all of those people.
I say. Wow.
That's the root.
Got this. Yeah. Can you tell us again? I'm gonna go one more time. Can you tell us again? Your Cash App, please. If you can support this guy, to support her whole team, to support her whole tribe, join the tribe. Because this is talking about tones. They ain't asking for a Cash App. I'm asking you to help support them. How can we support this?
I'm sorry. What the Cash App or the
social media? How can they find you?
Yes. Okay. Melanatedimmortals.com. melanatedimmortals.com, and you can use that on Instagram, YouTube. Like we said, every Friday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do a session called Aligning with the Cycles. And Aligning with the Cycles, that's where you'll find out more information like this. We deal with the energy of that particular day or that particular plasma, and we break it down. And then on Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do something called the melanin frequency. And we've been transmitting this frequency for the betterment of melanin dominant people worldwide since the fall equinox of 2019. And so every Sunday at 6 p.m., we do a vigil for that, and we use that now as an act of unity. So we're going through 52 acts of divine unity for us, right? Because that's also one of the things that keeps us separate, right? Because we're so used to, because we were the black sheep, we were the weird person or whatever in our family and around our friends and stuff like that. And so this society likes to keep us as being an individual, right? And what I say with that is that's the indivision of you all, right? And so if we don't come back together, we're stronger in our abilities. And it doesn't mean that we're not unique if we are unified, if we connect to each other. It's just like the tree network, right? Underground, right? You had these mother trees, and they if there is one tree that is not getting enough sun or nutrients or whatever, it'll give that, they determine how they're going to distribute the all of the nutrients that are coming into this whole mycelium network, right? But it doesn't do it equally, right? If they see a tree that's getting it like that, it's a young tree and it's, it's growing up tall and strong and it's bringing in the chlorophyll, whatever, they'll even send that even more, right? So the connection being unified, we're not talking about being in a hive mind, right? In the sense of everybody's doing the same thing and, whatever, but we are stronger when we are connected. We join, we unify, we support each other in the various things that we're doing. And it seems like you guys already kind of have that going on here, right? I'm just getting, I'm picking it up, how you guys are connected. And I think that is beautiful. And, we want to be down too, right? So,
missing pieces of the puzzle. I love what you just said about acts. Acts is like a small version of actions. People can read you and do all these different things, but you're given an action. That's something that I might have been missing. Take actions on, hey, today I need to focus on you, or today we're going to focus on me. Those actions, that if we start taking those actions in our personal relationships, we'll go a lot further. You know what I'm saying? We see what they're attacking. If they're hiding the power of this Olmec calendar and everything else, and the first thing they're attacking is our tones. The first thing they're attacking is our relationships in the household. If they're attacking all these different things, then those are things we should be doubling down on. You know what I'm saying?
I say.
Rob, before we get out of here, they asked a dope question. Article 14, Dancing Rabbit Creek Treaty 1830. You know what that is?
I can't cite it off the top of my head. I'm familiar with the treaty though.
Heard that. Let me see. Now they want to start coming in right before we get out of here. Got this. Rob, what's your cash app?
You know, my cash app $ SIK8 SIKAPE capital S and A.
What you got coming up?
I don't got nothing on the schedule right now. This is the last thing I have for this week's schedule. Anything else is going to be spontaneous.
I'll say, man, I appreciate you again, for popping up. OJ Yemi, we love you. Is there anything we can do for you or support you?
Unify, support, mimic, support Rod, support you. You doing for me. The mama's got me.
I see. Big shout out. Again, like I said, there's a lot that we don't touch on because there's so much to touch on. We just get on the icing right now. Again, I love everything that you do, Goddess Mayat. I'm gonna try to get, I'm gonna try to see if we can get any questions in before we go get out of here. Origins, because now it's coming in. I think that's about it. Big shout out to your tribe. I mean, you're a big inspiration to us as well. I love everything about your show. And again, I look forward to doing more work with you and like you said, unifying and acting out of the unification. So peace to the guys, to the earths, and I'll catch you guys next Matriarch Monday, I'll say.
Before history was written, wisdom was remembered.
When the matriarch speaks, time listens.